change things back, because that couldn't be done, it recommended that the government try to take control of them. Now, these are things obviously fed into what became the New Age movement. And the report also concluded, they're saying, what we need to do is what we need is emotive symbols, archetypal symbols, in order to create, basically a new religion. And what it actually said was that where we can find these archetypal emotive ideas is the symbols of ancient Egypt, as transmitted to us through the ideas of Freemasonry. Now, this is an official government-backed report done by one of the leading American institutes, basically saying the government should try and take control of, or try and take control of the way things are changing, using the symbols of ancient Egypt and the ideals of Freemasonry. And it's actually in black and white. And get a copy of that report.
Wow. Fascinating.
We've been trying to put all this idea together. Why are intelligence agencies and people connected with this SRI International trying to manipulate ideas to do with ancient Egypt? Why are they trying to feed in these ideas which are obviously taken from Freemasonry? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? We found this report and it told us why they were doing it. So all these things that we kind of, we seem to have been sort of fitting together as a jigsaw and, thinking, well, maybe we're right, maybe we're wrong. But no, because the people if there's only one main group of people pulling the strings, or been involved in every aspect of this, including the Council of Nine, the research on Uri Geller, the hunt for things in ancient Egypt during the 1990s, and earlier than that, who have a definite connection with the Edgar Cayce Foundation. It's SRI International. Their report from the early 70s told you what they were going to do. So,
wow, it's really interesting, and I'm reminded of another kind of side study I know that was done in relationship to the changing images of man, was something called actually a computer-based exploration of alternative futures for mankind 2000 was this was a report was in correlation to changing images of man, and they had this interesting quote. I'm just going to read this here quickly. It said, in the organization of a civilization of the future, we anticipate that the individualistically oriented man will become an anachronism. Indeed, he will be viewed as a threat to the group organization as well as to his fellow man. Hence, as stated, he in all likelihood will have few individual expectations. While such a picture may not be pleasant to contemplate, when viewed with our present orientation and value judgment, we would be amiss to deal with an unrealistic imageries that would blind us to future reality. And that, to me, suggests that it goes back to this idea again of control, and that these guys potentially from Stanford and other universities have come to the conclusion that in order to control the population, if you will, of the future, we need to in some way cull individualism, and we need to bring in potentially then a new kind of religion, and ultimately we need to control the human beings in order to maintain security and control for all. So it's a very kind of dangerous image or picture that is starting to emerge here from this.
Yes, it is. Actually, Henrik, I was just thinking that, Clive and I respect the ancient Egyptian gods, what we read about them, what we know of them. We think, that as archetypes that they have a lot to teach us and a lot of comfort there. But I think we'd be the first to say also that, if you have a vision or somebody channels some spirit who claims to be, a god, or one of the ancient Egyptian gods, and even if you are convinced this is true, I think our advice would be, if they tell you to believe or to do something that is against your civilized feelings, against your feelings of integrity, don't do it. Don't listen to them and walk away.
Yep, I totally agree. There's so many much more things we could touch upon, but we need to round things up here for this time, and this is definitely something to keep track on. And as you guys have stated, this is not something that kind of ended, if you will, with when the new millennium came about, but this is potentially something that is being projected forward a bit now, and we need to be aware of this in regards to 2012 and all of this that is going on. So it's very interesting and very informative to have you both on to talk about this. I guess that the Stargate Conspiracy is available as a book through your website. Is that correct, guys?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Okay, and give us the URL again for people that potentially might have just tuned into this second segment here.
Yes, it's our surname, so picknettprints.com. Picknettprints, all one word, PicknettPrince. And that, yes, that has something about all of our books, but particularly Stargate Conspiracy, which it came out in 1999. It's still in print, so it's still being read, but we're sure there's a lot more that could be added now.
Interesting.
I'm particularly looking forward to 2012. Is that now the time they're focusing on?
Exactly, indeed. We'll try to keep track on everything as it is playing out, as it were, in the world. And again, I want to thank you both for coming on the program and sharing some of your research and some of your theories with us. It's very interesting indeed. And again, thank you very much for coming on, Clive and Lynn.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a pleasure.